Boom. We are live. We're streaming, baby.
We are live.
Hey, everybody. What's happening?
Mate, thanks for joining me. I'm looking very sharp. You're looking very sharp today.
Keeping it real, baby.
I feel entirely underdressed.
Dude, this is what happens when you don't have enough sleep and you have a brand new baby and you're flying on adrenaline for 8 weeks. Officially 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Just got to look good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
No,
you know what it's like.
You're a legit parent. You've made it through 8 weeks now. I always had a joke that if I manage to get my teenager to adulthood, then I've done my work done. I can officially tick the box that I'm a successful parent. Somewhat successful parent. All right, let's put that aside. All right, hey, look, awesome, Sohan. Thank you so much for joining me. It's fabulous to have you here. I'm going to tag you in the comments and say that all of your people can find us as well. We're going to talk about not babies and teenagers and stuff. We're going to talk about
what?
Video,
I thought that's what I did.
Right? In your customer journey, right? In your sales process. And you're a bit of a guru in this space. So, it's good to have you here because, otherwise people would have to listen to me make stuff up, which is, sometimes I have these flashes of genius, right?
Mate, you're a good storyteller, so,
Well, look, that's the thing, right? Stories are really important. And video becomes the medium to tell those stories. Super quick for everyone watching. Tell me a little bit about you and how you got into your space.
Sure, matey. Thanks again for doing this. But this is good. This is fun, and we're going to have a lot more happening. So, we'll make it entertaining. We'll make it useful and applicable to peeps when they're watching it. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Sohan. I am the co-founder of Epic Wealth Academy, EWA for short. We are known in the industry to help business owners who are established, who are forward-thinking entrepreneurs who are, growing the businesses in an accelerated format. To these guys typically struggle with creating videos. They go out, they try to promote, they do promotional videos, they try to create marketing videos, and then they suck at it until they come across us, and they end up creating videos that actually convert, which then leads to 2xing, 4xing, 5xing, 10xing their revenue from the previous year. So it's a lot of fun that we work with these business owners to help them with their video marketing, and then also social media marketing on the back end to help them understand the whole process, the journey that customers need to go on. So after 24 years, almost 24 years of being in the space of marketing and sales and digital, the one biggest lesson I've learned is this: it is so important to be able to constantly run your business with these twin tickets of success: sales and marketing. Sales and marketing. And we were talking about this before we went live. Most people may have their marketing down, but they suck at sales. They find it hard. So they may be great at generating leads, but they just cannot get their conversion rates up, or they don't even have good conversion rates to begin with. So that's a massive downside. So that's where we come in and help as well. But predominantly, we're known in the industry to help, with videos, to get these videos to convert and create leads. And then
it's interesting you say that about video, and I see a couple of things sort of happening, the people I talk to, right? A, being afraid to appear on video, right? I've got a head for radio kind of stuff, or I don't know what to say, or what if I seem like an idiot, or whatever. So that's the first thing that I see a lot of. And the second is I guess not knowing where to use it. And I think you picked a really valuable point there, right? These twin things that you need for business success, right? Sales and marketing.
Yep.
In fact, so much so that I was having a chat with an ex-MMA fighter, Clifford, if you're watching, shout out to Clifford. Yeah. And he was talking about the mindset of parentpreneurs in the space that he works in. We had a bit of a joke and saying, look, mindset's fantastic, right? And we did reference, because we both got a shared martial arts background, until you're getting punched in the face.
True.
Right? And then the same thing in business. Mindset's super important, right? But if you've got an effective sales and marketing machine, you can work on these higher realized things, right? If you're drowning in the pool, there's no point in having the coach on the side saying, just think your way to success.
You can do it. You can come out of that.
You can do it, right? You've got to get these fundamentals down right, all right? And that allows you, and it's a bit like, if I don't have, food, shelter, water, etc., I can't think about how I can serve other people, because I don't know these fundamental basic needs sorted. And I think our business is very much the same. If we get this sales and marketing thing really dialed in, then we can start to think about all this other stuff that we might want to do.
Yep.
That allows us to kind of, gives us a sort of sense of safety and security.
Yep.
And video, I think, is one of those fantastic mediums where it's you can express all sorts of different emotions and connection, and it's something that people just don't use enough of, is it?
Absolutely. Mate, if there's anything that people are listening to right now, video is the future, and it's here in the present. And it's the only tool that allows us to create connection. If we can connect with an audience, we can converse with an audience. If we can converse and connect with an audience, we can convert the audience into clients, and we can serve them at the highest level. And if people don't understand that video is the only way you can do that at the best, I mean, yes, you got podcasts. Yes, you got audio stuff that you can do on Clubhouse, and people have built a lot of connections. We've built relationships on Clubhouse. We've got business from Clubhouse. Yeah, that's all fantastic because audio. But when it comes to video, mate, the reason why people don't do enough is because they're too shy to be vulnerable. And vulnerability doesn't mean you have to lay out all the, you don't have to pull out all your skeletons from the closet, but you do have to show up genuine and real. And you'll find that a lot of businesses are not comfortable being open. A lot of business owners, especially small business owners, the reason they remain small is because they have this small-mindedness. They have this thought process that tells them that they got to just keep building the business to make money. And the reality is it's not about the money, because you never need to work for money. You need to work for the purpose of serving your clients and solve a problem that you see in the marketplace. Money is just a byproduct that comes. But because they don't have that, they don't create a lot of business. And therefore, because they don't create a lot of business, they're very guilty in having to show up and shine, even though they know that they should, because it's the which one comes first, chicken or the egg kind of situation. So vulnerability is a big issue, and that's why they hold back. Not to mention the fact that people say they don't have time. The video tool as a vehicle not being used in business because they make excuses of saying they don't have time, right? And mate, it's the not having time is another big excuse that businesses and entrepreneurs make that we've seen. It's not about time. I mean, if you had a strategy, if you knew what you were getting into in terms of the video, what you were going to talk about, and if you knew that you were going to create a video for your audience for, say, about 10 minutes worth of time for your audiences, it's easy to walk into it and create it and put it out, even if it meant like you were just pumping out one video a month. But if you put the time in for a 10-minute video or a 1-hour video or a 5-minute video, and that's all you were doing for your audiences, it's not the question of you don't have time. It's the question of, hey, do I have a strategy in place? And you're right. People don't have coaches when it comes to video marketing. They don't understand that for marketing, you need a coach, because that's not our programming, right? As entrepreneurs or businesses, you're like, well, we need a coach in sports. We need a coach in business per se, but we don't necessarily need a coach for our videos and marketing. And people have social media marketing coaches because they go, let me understand that and let me utilize that ad spend. But that's not where you really need to spend your time. You need to focus your time on the front end, which is video. So underutilized tool, but an extremely powerful vehicle to really generate business. I mean, it's helping our clients go from not being known from a small town, running a salon, for example, this guy, Hyde, in where is he? He's not in your hood. I thought he was in Canberra for a second. No, he's in the Gold Coast, I think. Andy, if you're listening, correct me if I'm wrong, mate. But anyway, this guy runs a salon with his wife, doing a bit of social media here and there, 3 to 4 posts, maybe. That's about it. And gets into the framework of, okay, let's create videos. Let's utilize the tool because it's underutilized massively. Starts shooting videos using the strategies and headlines and formulas that we started sharing and guiding him with. All of a sudden, ends up creating, I don't know, 50 plus videos in less than 10 days. Insane amount of content. Okay. But not just any random content, good quality strategic content, which then gives him, and one of those videos ends up giving him a break in a magazine, a national magazine in Australia, which is a boutique magazine or a fashion magazine. But he has his client, he gets about 26,000 leads from this, mate. Check this out. 26,000 quality leads out of that magazine, plus gets a chance to do a webinar for those people in the magazine, all the subscribers of the magazine. And when I asked him, this is the kicker, I said, how much are those 26,000 leads worth? He goes, on the low end, with his low ticket item, because he's a coach, a salon coach, excuse me, salon success coach. On the low end, he said it's about $250,000. I said, okay, that's pretty decent.
Not too bad for,
Yeah.
work, right?
I said, yeah. And I said to him, what's on the top end? He goes, it was $26 million worth.
Yeah, definitely not too bad for, months.
Bloody hell.
It's like incredible. And just as an aside, guys, if you've joined us live, or just if you've got any questions, just throw them in the comments, right? We're happy to answer those live. We will be running a workshop next week, just a bit of a heads up. We'll talk about more about that later. You kind of talked a little bit there about this fear of vulnerability. And I think, I've certainly seen that with my people. If you were to get someone to start, what is, one or two tips that you would give someone going? I mean, we've all got one of these things, right? Everyone's got one of these things that, in their hand that they can shoot video in, and they can actually shoot quite good video, right?
You don't even need a fancy camera, mate. This is good enough.
Right? You don't necessarily need a tripod. You've got one of these in your pocket already to create this content. What's one or two tips for someone who's just getting started and they've got this thing and they've got their phone out and they're ready to go and they've gone, I'm gonna transform my world and my client's world? What's one or two tips that you would share to get someone to start with it?
Number one, it's a good question. Number one, be intentional. Like, I can. So there are a couple of ways I can answer this question, right? I can get really tactical and get some hacks in, excuse me, or I can get strategic and I can really talk to the source, which is the real gig, right? Now, I prefer to go to the source, and tactics are not a problem. Like, to me, tactics are, I can give you the keys to the car and tell you to drive the Spider, but if you don't know how to get the maximum output out of that machine, those keys to the car is going to be useless. So let's just talk about the source. So number one, get intentional. What do I mean by intentional? Most people, the problem that we see with content creators or business owners, they're focusing their intention on catering to the algorithm of the platform. They're creating content for the algorithm. They're not creating content for the person that they want to serve. Why? Because they want to create a video that will reach out to more people in their audience. They want the algorithm to be in their favor of the platform, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. People say, oh, guess what, Tim? Well, TikTok's right now promoting a lot of people. You can get a lot more followers and eyeballs on your video, get more views, go and shoot more videos on TikTok, spend more time pumping your videos on TikTok instead of Facebook, mate, because Facebook's not doing nothing. Okay, so you're now excited about it because, yes, you're thinking, great, more views equals more opportunities. If I get 100,000 views, even if I get 1% of that, man, I'm happy days. Like, it's good. See, you're trained now to think on the algorithm aspect of it. You're not thinking about the viewer who's going to watch it.
It's a vanity metric, right?
100%. It's a bloody likes, comments, shares, all these are freaking vanity numbers, excuse my French. But those are not going to keep your lights on. You got to look at conversion. So the only way you can focus on conversion is by being intentional about the person you want to serve and not the algorithm that you want to cater to. Now, that being said, what are your intentions when it comes to the person that you want to serve? Simple. Figure out, how do you want them to feel, or what do you want them to do after watching your video? How do you want them to feel, and or what do you want them to do after watching a video? If you can be so hyper intentional about this when you're shooting a video, before you even shoot your video, you will realize that you're starting with the end in mind. As we all know in business, that's what it's about. You will now be able to create content and you'll be focused on one thing. And that's number two, focus on one thing. So the first tip is be intentional about the viewer, not the algorithm. Intentional about the fact that you want them to feel a certain way, or you want them, or you want them to do a certain thing after watching your video. And then the tip number two is make sure that your focus is one. Like, don't think of adding 10 million things in your video when you're talking about it. Even if you're going to give them 5 steps or 3 steps or 4 steps to a certain solution or for a problem they have, keep that one. Like, it all needs to culminate to one place. All roads need to lead to Rome, not Rome and Florence and southern Italy. No, it needs to just focus on one particular focal point in the video. Do these two things, it'll be easier to just pull that phone out and shoot. Now, there are tactical aspects of it which we can talk about, and we'll be here forever, but I think this is a starting point for anybody who wants to show up on camera, beat that vulnerability issue, and just get going, because action beats fear, right?
Yeah, that's so true. And I love that you picked up two things, right? And particularly the second one, right? It's be intentional about it, right? What's the purpose? So you already heard me in this video mention that we are going to run a workshop next week to, right, to drill into these things in more detail. Right? One I love, and I think a lot of people don't do this, right? We get our phone out, we go go to camera, or whatever sort of thing app. I'm going to do it right now here. I'm going to hit video, and there you go. Here's us. Better turn that around, actually. There we go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go, hey guys, and I'm here with the back of my head. The back of my head, clearly not lovely here. Okay. And literally, we're 7 seconds into our video, and we're here shooting a video about shooting videos, right? To run a workshop about shooting videos in more detail. And I go, stop. I go, oh fuck, I look like an idiot. And there's more French way. Sorry, all the French people that are listening, right? But I've decided that this video here, which you can see sort of playing Sohan being a fool in the background there, I don't like it. Here's the most powerful thing you can have in video, right? It's this little bin down here that says delete. Right? It didn't hit the mark. And you must have done that thousands of times, as I know I have as well. Just get into the habit of shooting video, because the first dozen of them you can delete if you think you'd fall.
That's right.
Right. And the second thing is, like, when you put it out the first time, not many people are going to see it. So it's okay, right? If you see people doing video out there and they go, my God, it looks so amazing and so polished. Yeah, they've got editorial teams in the back end that sort of make it and chop it up. And you could actually sort of take lots of 3-second video and chop it up into a reel if you really wanted to. There are people out there, you can do it if you want to get a VA or go and hire someone to put this together. But it's just getting into the habit of shooting content in the first place, right? Even if it's bad.
Correct.
Then we can sort of hone it in, and you will get better the more you do.
100%, all the time. We say this all the time to people, right? If you want to build your confidence, and if you think you got a radio face, well, get the video, shoot the video, and write this motto or write this phrase down. Progression beats perfection. If you can just follow this principle of progression beats perfection, you will realize that you will shoot videos constantly without having to worry about looking perfect and getting the message right. Now, there are some people that will promote, there are some professionals out there that will promote, and to me, that's very unprofessional, to be honest. And I'm not bagging them, but that it doesn't work. That's why I say so. They'll say, hey, keep shooting your video, keep, if you're going to shoot a video, shoot the video. If it's not good enough, like, get rid of it, and then keep doing it over and over and over and over till you get it right, and then send it. Don't send it before that, because you need to make sure you look professional in front of your customers. If you're sending a video by email to your customers to watch for whatever reason, right? And I say, here's the problem. The problem is your customers, your viewers are all sitting in a box watching you, whether it's through their computer screens or whether it's through their phone. They're all sitting in a box. Okay, they're sitting. That means they're sitting in some kind of a cabin or a room or an office or their office areas at home offices. So they're sitting amongst these four walls watching you. They are also sitting in an office space, most likely, where they have to be a certain type of person and not be themselves. So they're sick and tired of being ingenuine, because they know that they're not really being who they are, because they're trying to put on this persona that they need to be to satisfy their bosses or their colleagues or to fit into the peer group. If not, they won't get to the top. Like, they're sitting in that environment, and they're sick and tired of it, to be honest, because the moment they walk out of the office and they get home, they feel so comfortable that there's like a sigh of relief, because a lot of them go, man, I'm finding I can just put my feet up and be me and chill out. Like, even to the point of dress sense. I mean, we're in 2022, mate. I was watching the video the other day about this guy, this vlogger, excuse me, he runs a tech company in Dubai, and he's doing a video. He gets out of his apartment building and he's shooting himself going to the office, and he goes, today I'm dressed in cash. Because I'm not dealing with any clients, and therefore I'm just dressed in casuals, and it's great because I love to dress up in my casuals. But I can only do it when I'm not meeting my clients. I'm going, we're in 2022. You don't need to dress like a hobo in front of your client. That's not what I'm trying to say. Like, you can still dress smart in your casuals. You can look smart. You can dress smart and look good in your cash. Like, I'm wearing a cash jacket. This is just a sports jacket. It's not a formal jacket. Excuse me. And I was saying that before the live, I was saying to Tim, I just went and picked up the first thing that I found in my wardrobe. But what I did make sure is I color coordinated. I made sure that the pockets, whatever you call it, I don't even know what it's called. Pocket square. That's it. Pocket square. The pocket square is coordinated with my colors that I'm wearing. So I just paid attention to that so that I'm presentable on camera, but I'm not fussed about it because I don't have to worry. I can just be me and authentic, and people love that. So your viewers love authenticity because they're sick and tired of dealing with inauthenticity of people. So what I mean by that is all to say, when you shoot a video and you goof up, don't delete it. If you cough in the video, don't delete that part. Don't edit it, even if you have an editor. Don't delete it. Let it be in there. Why? Because it's human. What would you do if you met someone in person at a networking event or a conference and you were shaking hands with them and then you had to go, excuse me, excuse me, and you coughed? Would you go, okay, hang on, let me just start all over again? Would you do that? It's ridiculous. So that's exactly what it is on video. It's ridiculous to remove those parts because people love that authenticity. It's not rude. Okay, don't cough in the camera at them. Use your typical manners as you would normally do, right? That's all good. But that's what I mean. That's what we're saying here. Don't and you keep practicing that. Practice just being you. Like right, this is the easiest thing I say to people, bro. Sorry, you were going to say something. What were you going to say?
I was just like, look, it's much easier being you than everybody else. You've got more practice, right?
It's crazy. Like, who's the one person you hang out most every day with?
Yourself.
Exactly. Like, you don't have a choice. You love yourself so much that you hang out with you all the time. So that's why it's important to just allow yourself to be on camera, not allow a persona that people need to see. And if you already have an image that you're worried about that's not your exact you that you're being, that's okay. Guess what? Newsflash, people don't care about you and me. They don't care about it. They care about the problem they have, the solution they want, and the certain mindset that they have is where you come in and you help to shift that mindset, because the same mind that created the problem can't create the solution. You come in and you shift that mindset and influence them, create an impact, and get them involved to be your client. That's how it's done.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. We might wrap up there, Sohan. We are going to run a workshop in more detail on this. We'll share this video out a couple of times, and we'll put this little link into the comments where you can join us for that workshop. We're going to go not just in how to create video, but actually how to use effective video in a sales pipeline for your customer journey. Right, what comes next? Obviously, there's a huge amount of stuff that wealth of knowledge that you're bringing. We're going to talk a little bit about sort of the automation on the follow-up, the systemization, all that sort of stuff. That I guess that it's going to make video a really valuable asset into your business and into your marketing.
Oh, 100%.
Man, just to super quickly recap, and you've shared some absolute gems there today. Right, I think the biggest one, I'd love that be intentional. Right, what am I doing this for? And it's not necessarily to get likes, unless unless you're trying to be an influencer. Right, great. Yeah. But be really intentional about what you're doing it for, and two things I loved with that, right? The emotion and the next thing. Right? And I talk to my clients about it all the time. You guys have heard me talk about that before, right? Be very deliberate and systematic about getting your customer to take the next step in your customer journey and architect all of your content around that. Right? Video is just a means of just distributing that content in a really authentic way. Be authentic, right? Be well presented, but be authentic to who you are, right? You'll see me wearing hoodies a lot.
Great. I love that about you, man. I just love the fact that you can just be you. You're exactly who you are off camera, on camera. And that's what I enjoy. If I can meet you in person, I can sit down with you, we can have lunch and dinner with the family, and you can just be who you are as you are when we're talking on camera, when you're doing a live or whatever. That's what people love about hanging out with you. Yeah,
be unapologetically you, right? And your first point about just do it, okay? Just get in the practice of doing it. That practice beats perfection every time, because there is no perfect. Right? What you think is perfect isn't necessarily perfect for your customer, and vice versa. So
here's something that I learned. Sorry to cut you off. Perfection is the lowest form of mediocrity.
Ooh. On that bombshell, guys, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much if you've joined us live. Fantastic. If you again throw some comments, if you've got any questions, we'll jump on. We'll fly up on this. We will be running a workshop next Tuesday, the 11th. No, that's too many days. The 9th of August.
9th of August.
10 days away. It's a long week, right? 10-day week. We're going to run our workshop on the 9th of August, 8:30. No, did it say 8:30?
I think it's 8:30. Yes, as of now.
8:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Time.
So
that's how we've been around the circuit. Look out for details on that. We're going to be talking a lot more. We're going down into some very specific strategies on how you can use video more effectively in your sales pipeline to increase your conversions, right? And again, connect better with the right people in your pipeline.
And I can guarantee you that if you apply what we're going to talk about in the next workshop, I can guarantee you can 10x. I didn't say 2x. I said you can 10x your revenue.
Yeah.
You can 10x your revenue. You can double your conversions. It's game over.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us, Sohan. Mate, absolute pleasure as always. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too, mate. It's always fun playing with you.
We'll catch you all soon. Bye for now.
Talk soon, guys.